Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, this is probably one of the most loaded Corvettes we've ever had with equipment. So if you're looking for a great car and then you want to know whether a car is a nice driving car and whether it's the next level, which is collector quality as well, like this is probably how you get to that place. For instance, things like matching numbers. The engine that came with the car is still in the car. The fact that it's a 4-speed, the fact that it has factory air conditioning and power windows and power steering and power disc brakes, all of these things that were optional on these cars, this car seems to have a lot of them. The paint on the car is spectacular. We just did it ourselves here. Matter of fact, you can probably, if you come up a little close, we have smell-o-vision we've just installed inside the camera right there, and Colin's gonna make sure that you smell every little piece of how good this is. Nice. All right, anyway, so what I do like to do is I do like to show you why we do what we do. So when you're looking at a car, this is so important because if you were to take the same sticker out to your new car that you drive every day, you won't be able to read those words real clearly like you can here, and then you'll recognize why I do this all the time, so you can see the quality of paint. Some paint is better than others. This is really nice paint. You're gonna pull up someplace at a car show or a restaurant or the valet, and they're gonna put this car out front because you know what? The valet is gonna love this thing, first off, because these guys typically love cars. Second, this car looks great out front, and when people come up and out of the restaurant, you're going to hear some great comments about it because it's really, really good looking. All right, so 15-inch rally wheels, and not like cheap plastic center caps either. These are the steel chrome ones that are right, the correct trim ring, 15x8 wheels instead of 15x7s because Corvette's got the 15x8s. All the other cars got 15x7s. Wrapped inside there are disc brakes here and disc brakes in the back, just like it did when it came from the factory. And a lot of people don't know that this has a 4-wheel fully independent suspension. Corvettes have had that since '63, and it makes her a great riding car, especially in light of the short wheelbase. That's why it handles so well, because the wheelbase is shorter. That's why limos don't handle well, but they ride nice because their wheelbase is long. Short wheelbase cars handle really well, but they don't ride so nice. This gives you kind of the best of both worlds. All right, so let's keep looking around some of the styling on the car. You get that great Coke bottle shape. Believe it or not, it's designed after a woman, her figure like this, and you can kind of see it all in, wrapped up, especially on the black car and the black paint because it really highlights it. All right, so the styling continues back here. You have this here, you have the kick up for the rear spoiler molded into the car from the factory. The luggage rack is another optional feature on it. If you don't like it, we can remove that, and they have a system that we can hide those holes for you as well, okay? Some people like it, some people don't. That's totally up to you. A lot of people don't know that this rear window pops out as well, and you store it underneath the inside of the car. So then you have almost a complete convertible, but you have the safety of the roll hoops there and the full cage of the T-top, all right? So back here, good chrome, good stainless, the call out for the Corvette, and quite honestly, if the Corvette wasn't there, you would still know that it's a Corvette. It just looks like a Corvette. There's no mistaking what this car is. What I do like to do is I'd like you to see underneath the car here. We've been able to put a new floor in so you can see all the nice detail under there. So we went to a car show and what have you. But the real reason I'd like you to see that is because that's how a car drives. A car drives based on the underneath of the car, not the shiny paint on the top. The shiny paint on the car top just looks great. It's the guts of the person and it's the guts of the car that make a good person or a good car. So this car has a rebuilt suspension and things like that, so it handles really nicely. And again, it has some luxury features like power steering and power disc brakes, which enable you to just have a great car too, all right? Okay, so I have rambled on about the styling, which you probably already knew and you saw the pictures and what have you. But the one other thing I'd like to show is a restoration feature like this. See the tag light is working? You say, well, Tom, what's the big deal about a tag light working? It's a $5 bulb. You're absolutely right. But it's taken us 3 or 4 hours sometimes to sort out the tag bulb if we ever do that. So in this case here, it's working, and that's the level of restoration that you should be looking for when you're trying to get some sort of collector quality vehicle, all right? All right, don't be confused by horsepower ratings that you see online about these cars. These cars still had plenty of power and very similar power to all the years before it. It's just changed the way they rated them, all right? This one here dressed up the way it should have come from the factory circa 1972. Here we have the correct air cleaner, all right? We have power disc brakes. We have power steering, all right? We have air conditioning, ignition shielding. It's just a nicely detailed engine compartment with like decals and the right colors and things like that. So when you open the hood, you're proud to look at something like this and show it off at a car show. Also, matching numbers original engine still in the car. Very nice. All right, so giving you the best of both worlds. For instance, like the T-tops here. If If you want the air conditioning on, you want to put the windows up, it's a hot summer day, awesome. If you don't, you want to be like a convertible, take the T-tops off. That has a bag that came with the car, all right? That goes in back. This window right here pops out, slides underneath and for its own storage compartment inside there. So now you have complete open air motoring. The air is flowing through the car, and you're doing what you'd love to do on that day, and that's go for a cruise in your cool Corvette muscle car, all right? One nice thing you should be looking for too is how well is the car taken care of. So for instance, like this came with the T-top bag. This came with a car cover. Well, not only was it garaged, it was garaged inside the garage. And that's how you know that sometimes you're getting a little better car than others. It's just a great restoration, right? We believe this to be leather. I can't taste it to tell you for sure, but leather, power windows, and a lot of other features. Let's get inside. You know what? Because this is where you're going to spend most of your time, and you might as well see what it looks like. All right, so in case you're a little taller, I'm 6'1", so that allows me to have some extra length. Also too, as we get a little older, some of us like to have some tilt wheel, all right? And if we've gotten a little bigger, in which we all have some, we have telescopic steering as well, okay? 160 mile an hour dash, 7,000 RPM tach. One of the things I notice about the car is that the dash has been restored, the gauges have been refaced, and so that's a good indication if somebody spent a lot of money restoring this car. I love the saddle interior. Black and tan is just the hottest thing right now. These mats, although not completely stock, I think look really nice in there, and if the Stingray in gold bothers you, we could certainly just shoot those the same color as the matte and get that out of there. But that's the little touches that we do. If you don't like it, easy fix. If you do like it, just say thanks so much, and we're moving on, all right? 4-speed, horsepower and call out, all right? Power windows, all the little stuff that makes for just a much nicer, look at that. That's pretty cool. Not many muscle cars had air conditioning, power windows, power steering, and disc brake. This car is loaded up with features. I can imagine the sticker price was really, really high. All right, so let's close up this video, man. We walked around, we talked about a lot of stuff. Obviously, it is really a great looking car. I don't really need me to say that to you, and I'm sure you don't need me to say that either, because looking at it says that. But what you did need is to see some of the things that work. And do they work properly? Yes, a lot of the things that we looked at that are important to the car definitely work. The air conditioning works, the power windows works, the 4-speed shifts like it's supposed to. The original engine has great power when you go down the road. And I don't know, sometimes talking is just too much. When a car looks this good, you don't need to say anymore. So if we can find a way to get this very cool Corvette in your life, call us 301-816-1000, and we'll tell you all about it. Hit it.